Good to go. We're going to just double check. We are up. Look at you yawning. We are live if you want to start talking.
I don't. I didn't even brush my hair today.
Oh, I lost my dang. Lost my newsletter. Talk a second, honey. I'm trying to get this set up.
Is there anybody watching?
I'm sure there is.
Is there anybody out there?
There it is. I don't know if anybody's watching. There you are yawning again. I thought that was just
It's
you
the same yawn. It just keeps repeating itself.
That's funny. That's weird. There's Scott Krause. Okay, so we do have somebody watching.
Hi, Scott Krause.
How are you?
I'm so confused.
There we go. We have a few viewers. Okay. No, we'll just go. You want to do the joke of the week?
No, I can't even. It's funny, but it probably shouldn't be on our weekly meeting.
Why not?
I don't know. It's in poor taste, as usual.
If it was in poor taste, it would be a joke about liver.
Are you making that liver today?
No.
Good.
Okay, so what do elephants use for tampons, Alex?
What do elephants use for tampons, Walter?
Sheep. That joke came from Michael Knudsen last night. I'm not quite sure. Is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know if the K is silent or not.
Is the K silent or not? I should have asked him that. He did help me with my camera last night. He showed me some different settings and stuff.
Did you get a picture with him last night?
I did.
With the gray beard and the gray hair? Is that him?
Okay, so our shout out this week goes out to Matt Farr for his tireless work in juniors, make our junior program the huge success that it is.
I know we raised, what was it, around $660 off the sub drive.
Nice. I know there's millions of juniors. I don't think that's deserving of
juniors for free.
Todd Kopik says, I don't think that's deserving of a bad joke patch. I agree with him. Yeah, there's millions of juniors. How many is there? There's 32. And they're projecting more next year.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of little kids to keep track of. You love kids. They're delicious.
I would be that person.
Yes. You're like, who did that? The giant ate children.
No, what was the one, Hansel and Gretel, where they tried to put them in the oven? Gosh, those fairy tales were kind of rough now that you think back on them.
I know, and everything is so politically correct.
Yeah.
So this upcoming events for the weekend we will get to that, Scott.
What are you talking about?
Our upcoming events for this weekend are the Super Bowl and Spring Big Dogs. Dennis Beck, I got a team that you could go on if you want. I'll have to talk to you about that. Yeah, the Spring Big Dogs are starting up. They will be coming up next session, or in a couple weeks. And, of course, our Super Bowl is this weekend. I know what team we are rooting for, or at least I am rooting for. Alex is still a Steelers fan at heart, though.
I am not really. I could care less. I think the color of the Eagles uniforms is a deal breaker for me. Green is my favorite color.
So
and that's how you pick a football team,
so
ladies
I'll
and
just
gentlemen.
say go Birds. I should have wore green for today. I didn't even think of that. So today's birthday is Melanie Capuccio, Sherry Hauk, and Jada Johnson. Happy birthday. And our general news, last week the groundhog saw his shadow. That meant 6 more weeks of winter.
But there is 6 more weeks of winter.
I know, it's obvious, but that's beside the point.
I like Gus.
This is how she is with her romance too, everybody.
I never said I was romantic. You're not going to find rose petals on our bed. If that's what you're looking for.
Alex may be Irish and Italian, but when it comes to romance, she's basically German.
You're no better than I am.
It's a good opportunity to get some time on the table while we're still stuck inside. And the Big Dog qualifiers are coming, so get registered and get yourself qualified for the Fall Singles Regional.
Easiest way to get to Vegas, all you 1s, 2s, and 3s out there, 8 and 9 ball, come on out.
If you're a green, a 1, 2, 3, and 9 ball, and you get to Vegas, you pretty much have to win one match to get into the money.
Yeah.
Unlike the Reds, which there's 130 of them in the bracket, they have to win a bunch of matches.
Yeah, the blues and the greens, it's like, just come out and play. You're not going to get to Vegas sitting at home. And like Walter said, the bracket out there is so small that you're in the money in no time.
We have that's what I think our most success is in our lower players. I mean, we've had a couple of 5th places out there already, but I think
Denise Bubbenmoyer got to like 4th place.
Denise got 17th.
Or 17th.
Yes, and she played a girl who she should have beat, but she just didn't get around her.
Are you saying she was heavy?
The girl? Leave it to Alex to say the politically incorrect thing.
I couldn't. It was just.
Is this where I get to correct you now?
It was just laying right there.
Should I just get up and walk away like you would? For those who are qualified for the singles regional, you should have received your information by email. If you think you are qualified for the spring regionals and didn't receive your information, please reach out to the league office. I put my number in there. Oh, that's all right. They can call me.
On the Blue Mountain Facebook page, I posted the link to both the 8-ball and 9-ball regionals, along with the link to the certification statement, which I would like filled out prior to coming.
That's a good one. That's a good one. There's your joke of the day, people, having the certification filled out before people get there. Now that's a good one. So we have some messages. Dennis is okay, so I will message you afterwards, Dennis. You got the original meme.
Joe, where
Ron
are you going?
is listed as a 5. I moved to a 6. You will shoot with the 5s, but you will play as a 6. Hello, everyone, so far. We are finally coming into the 21st century with our forms, thanks to Melissa Farabaw's suggestion, not Nicole Farrington. If you look under the various Forms tab in the Pool Player app, you will find links to easy-to-fill-out forms such as singles board requests, sportsmanship, and even a request to play the I Beat the League Operator patch. For the I Beat the League Operator patch.
For anyone who wants a shot at Walter.
Yes. Alex will play too.
Did you see how poorly I played the other day when I played Greg Spittler in the basement? I couldn't get a ball in to save my life.
You're playing 2 6s.
It doesn't matter. I still should be able to pocket balls. I'm a terrible pool player.
Okay, so our rule reminder. So we ran a poll this week. Actually, almost everyone got the poll right this week for a change.
I don't even know what was it.
It was over if a player goes to break and they miscue and the ball goes going down the table and they redirect it with their cue, is that what happens? And the answer is the same player breaks.
That happened in Masters too.
I think Alex, right there, Joe Plott wants to play you for the patch. There you go, Alex. So, Joe, fill out the form. If you go into the Pool Player app, under Blue Mountain APA, where it says various forms, that's where you see the app. You fill it out and just send it right in from there.
I don't know, Joe.
You better.
I see that you're going to leave us next session.
You better be sharpening. Why, is he moving or something?
It just says, all right, I can't see. Nickerson.
Oh, I wonder why is Joe leaving an 8-ball? That's a good question.
Joe, why are you leaving us?
Yeah, why are you going? Where are you going?
I've enjoyed your team.
You could send Mike Bates away, but you stay.
Mike Bates isn't on the team.
No, he left the team. He went to another team.
That team's qualified too.
Is it?
I think it's qualified.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
So anyway, moving people that play pool from. Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay, there's a lot of controversy over this rule. Lots of players do not agree with it. These are the rules listed in the team manual, whether you agree with them or not. If you cannot, you can reach out to the APA national office and let them know if you don't like the rule. Until you convince them to change the rule, we will be following it as written. Here is the rule on breaking. Yes, a lot of people do not like this rule. They don't agree with it. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, they've already redone the team manual for the next 3 years, which is
Next
coming
2
out.
years.
Is it 2 years or 3?
2 years, yeah.
Which is coming out in summer, so it won't get in this
So,
version of it.
The important thing here, the rack must be struck before the foul can occur. So no matter what happens to the cue ball, if it does not touch the rack, it is not a foul, and the same player will go regardless of whatever happens. Player must break from behind the head string for the break to be considered legal. In addition, at least 4 object balls must be driven to a rail, or a ball must be pocketed. The cue ball may not be shot into a rail before hitting the rack. Players who physically are unable to break may not get a substitute from their own team now. They can defer the break, and then you mark it as a defense.
You get a gold star.
And pretty much the rest of you guys already know. The big thing that is the controversy is people who miscue and then stop the cue ball. What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
Abby wants to come in and she's nudging me. Come on, baby girl.
All right. So, however, if they do hit the rack, let's say they go to redirect it and it hits a break and ends in a scratch, that is a re-break. If they reach out halfway down while it's moving and hits the rack, that's a re-break unless the ball scratches. Okay, so anything else to add before we get on to...
Qualified teams must maintain 50% or more.
I've talked to a couple. They're doing pretty good. Have
Yeah,
you talked to anybody that's in
yeah.
the basement?
I'll pull the report. A lot of the times they're under 50% because they replace players in spring session.
There is a couple teams that know that they are under 50% because they are not trying. We know who they are. Last year we had one team that dumped the whole spring session, and then to their surprise, when they were seated in the bottom of the bracket, they were knocked out right away. Your spring points gives you your seeding at regionals. So if you don't try or you don't dump, you dump or whatever, your seeding is going to be that much harder. Besides, if you can win 8 out of 10 matches last session, including all of your playoff matches, and then all of a sudden can't win a match, we see that. The APA...
What I found is that all the teams that tried to keep their players down, sandbagged, whatever, they never made it through the bracket.
They never get through the bracket because
we just sit back there and laugh.
They practice. That's kind of true.
It's true.
That's true because these teams practice losing and they get so good at it that they continue to lose.
When it counts, they should be winning. Anyway, go ahead to the player news.
All right, so here's the player news. This is a very difficult time for us.
What's a bad word?
Huh?
Bill Irish said bad word.
Must have said sandbag. Oh.
Oh, I owe you $10.
All right, so it has been a horrible 2 weeks for us. We have had 5 players pass away, one right after the other. Last week we lost Tina Albright, Mike Betts, and Wes Noss. I believe Tina and Wes were having health problems to begin with, and then Mike had succumbed to the stroke that he had.
Which might be a blessing in disguise. I hate to say that, but I know he would not want to exist.
No, and...
I don't know Wes Noss. I really don't know him. He's big in our Schuylkill County community.
Wes was one of the best pool players in all of Schuylkill County, Alex. And he was a super nice guy.
Yeah. And I didn't know Tina that well, but the one thing I can say about Mike is every holiday he would do, I don't know if he did this year.
Does it for everybody.
Individually sends you a special holiday greeting. He doesn't put it in a group. It's not the same, you know what I mean?
Remember when I went to Home Depot too and made Tina's thing to hold her cue so she could drive around in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
All right, that's enough now. Everybody just take care of yourself, and
I'm so glad we got to go on that kayaking trip in Vegas with
Yeah.
him. You know, that's a good memory. He was.
He was an OG.
What does that mean?
When I started back in the 90s, he was the guy to beat and Skook. OG, that's original gangsta. OG is like the...
Cream of the crop.
No, OG is like the original. Like the one of the beginning guys.
And everybody here was young. Tina was young. I think she was in her 40s.
Mike was... I looked up now, Wes, he was 61. And Mike was...
younger than me.
And barely in his 50s. Wes had a lot of health issues, and like he was battling them off and on. And I had heard that like he had been in the hospital recently.
I don't know. It just sucks. You know, when we bought the league, we never thought we'd be so heartbroken all the time.
I know, it's like we always say, people are like, "Oh, well, you must hate getting complained at." It's like we really don't mind getting complained at. To us, that's feedback. It's when we lose our friends. We've lost we must have lost 30 friends if you include COVID in the past 2 years. It's so horrible. You know, I worked at Mack Trucks for 15 years, and those people swilled beer, ate lard, they ate souse, they ate scrapple every day, 3 times a day, along with a half dozen of eggs, a half a pound of bread, 14 slices of bacon, and a quarter pound of butter every day, and they all live forever. Maybe it's just because they sat around and didn't work. That's part of that job. But that's, and then I come into the pool league and we're losing like all these people. It is horrible. Yeah, it breaks our hearts. Like when we found out that, when we heard that Mike Betts passed away, our house went silent for a while.
Very much for the day.
All right, so yeah, Melanie said it was a bad couple weeks. That is true. What's the name again of the event? So Melanie is asking, the skill level is the green tier big dog. If you go to the Pool Player app and hit the website symbol, you will see the schedule down on the side. John Stupak says some people at Mac actually did work. I've heard of that. I spent 15 years in that factory myself, and I've heard of people working there, but I don't know if I really witnessed it. Most of the time, we just threw things at each other. Just kidding. Some jobs in there were brutal.
Anyway, no one wants to hear about your Mack truck career.
Even I don't want to hear about my Mack truck career. So Jamie Sawyer said he watched most of the Masters, and Dennis Beck said he watched most of the Masters, and yeah, Masters was actually really good shooting. It went down till the very end, right, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was good. Like, I missed a couple of pictures because I was busy watching the matches. Like, I just got too, you know what I mean, into it.
Yeah, they're. I mean, like the one match, it was like.
Plus, it's all like, you know, top-notch players in our league playing.
The one match, it was back and forth, breaking runs. That was kind of boring, but like, when some of it was actually really good, and then to see some of the shots that some of those guys make is pretty impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody shot great. I don't think anybody shot poorly, did they? I don't think so. I mean, if you ask them, most of them will say they didn't shoot well, as they always do. But most of them, some of them shot like way above themselves.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them play. Because, you know, you go in your own head and go, where are they going to go? And
All right.
All right, anyway.
So, do you have anything else to add to the meeting?
No.
Jamie said he did his first match. I heard he did great in his last match.
Yeah. I thought he did great.
It
He was so locked in and so focused.
And thank you for those
He
who
could have stabbed a man by the side of the pool table. He would not have noticed.
Nice.
Yeah. He was definitely in it to win it.
And thank you for those who hung through the debacle that Masters was this year.
It's over. It's behind us.
Yep.
Next year we're just for ladies and masters.
It's a tournament only.
It's tournament only.
Straight to Vegas.
Straight to Vegas.
Well, that's it for the day. I'm not seeing any other comments come in with any difficult questions, so we're going to hurry up and get off before they do. And everyone have a great day. Thank you for listening, and the newsletter will be out. And as always, Alex,
be kind.
Be kind. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.